On February 2nd, 2022, Frog Enthusiast tweeted, "Minecraft proves that abolishing child labor was a mistake. The children yearn for the mines." This is the Museum of Twitter, the show we talk about the most important tweets in the history of Twitter.com. A Minecraft movie is coming out this weekend, so I figured this was an appropriate time to cover this tweet. And to be clear, this episode is not sponsored by a Minecraft movie. In fact, I'm going to see it right after recording this, and I'm sure it's going to be god-awful. And you're like, Jake, if you're sure it's going to be god-awful, why are you seeing it? I'm a Regional Unlimited member, Jack. I see everything. Anyway, this tweet is amazing. I've had this tweet recommended to me for a while, but I kept putting it off because I'm like, I should probably do it when a Minecraft movie comes out. And lo and behold, it was actually referenced in the trailer for a Minecraft movie.
As a child, I yearned for the mines.
So I think I made the right decision, because I think this tweet is great, I think it's hilarious, and I love the way that it has entered the Twitter lexicon. But let's talk about what's going on with the tweet. Obviously, Minecraft is one of the most popular video games ever invented. And while so many updates have happened, while there's so much to do in it, the core of the game is to mine. It's not called Farmcraft or Buildcraft, it's called Minecraft. And so the joke that Frog Enthusiast is making is that it is kind of funny that children no longer have to work, that child labor is illegal across the developed world. Yet so many children in developed countries choose to play a game where they mine stuff. The idea being that it was a mistake to outlaw child labor because clearly children want to mine. And I think that observation in itself is funny. But I think the phrase, "the children yearn for the mines," is just one of those pieces of gold that only a random tweet can give you. This tweet was from 2022. Minecraft had been popular for over a decade. I'm sure someone else made the link between child labor and Minecraft, but no one else had the phrase, "the children yearn for the mines." It's a beautiful example of what seems like an obvious observation becoming a huge thing because of wording. And I wonder what the truth to this thought is. Not saying that child labor should be legal, but I think there is on some level some sort of truth to the fact that Minecraft appeals to young people because they get to accomplish tasks that children don't normally get to. Now, I played Minecraft a lot back in the day. And when I say back in the day, I mean I started playing it pre-Halloween update. The Halloween update was the update that introduced the Nether. Yes, I am older than most of my viewers. I wear hats because I don't like my hairline. It is what it is. And I actually thought about recording the intro to this in a Minecraft game where I had a skin that looked like me, but I hadn't played Minecraft regularly in such a long time that I wasn't even sure where to start on that, so I didn't. The last time I tried to play Minecraft was 4 years ago, and there were so many additional features that I kind of got intimidated and scared. I'm like, what do you mean that I have to enchant my weapons and my pickaxe? And what do you mean that there's experience? And what do you mean all these different things? I'm sure the game is more fulfilling and more fun, so I'm not gonna old man yells at cloud in it, but back in my day, there was no damn end. There was just you, some skeletons, some zombies, some iron to mine. You built houses out of wood. There was one color of wood, and that was fine. What was I talking about? Right. Now, multiple people in the replies pointed out that obviously children will be in for a rude awakening if they actually went into the mines thinking it would be like Minecraft. Trey says, "Children when they learn that digging and mining doesn't take 5 seconds of mindless left-clicking," and a meme of Patrick Starr. And Rage Gun says, "It's not what you'd call an accurate simulation. No cave-ins, no black lung." And yes, this is true. Minecraft is definitely a safe version of being in a mine. Now, Bajiro says something I never even considered, where they say, "Why are people so shocked that children yearn for the mines? They're literally called miners," which is a funny observation. Well done. And related to what I was saying earlier, Mega says, "It will never make sense to me why little boys are obsessed with trucks that collect dirt and pile it up in other places, but it is universal. Seems to be a primordial inclination of some kind, a basic biological need." Soup Ambassador quote tweeted that and said, "The children yearn for the mines." And that's related to the main way that this is referenced. It's referenced, frankly, whenever people try to reinstitute child labor. And unfortunately, in the years since this was tweeted, this has become a much more pressing and real issue. When Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders signed a law no longer requiring work permits for children to get a job in the state of Arkansas, New York Times columnist Jamel Bowie said, "Official Republican Party position in Arkansas and other states is that the children yearn for the mines." I've said it before, but it makes me so happy to know that a columnist at the most important paper in the United States also has a Twitter poison brain. Also in 2023, Dylan Dussault quoted the Frog Enthusiast tweet and said, "2024 Republican Party platform." And if you think I'm being too hard on Republicans, just last week, my home state of Florida, which I love, I don't live there anymore, but I love it deeply, proposed these new laws in relation to children working under the age of 18. Eliminating working time restrictions, making it that 14-year-olds can work overnight, making it that teens can work overnight on school days, and ending guaranteed meal breaks for ages 16 and 17. Just Dastardly quoted that news story and said, "The children yearn for the mines is really going from a joke statement to an actual argument these days, huh?" Because that's the argument they always make. They're like, "Oh no, kids want to work. They want to have jobs." Yeah, maybe kids want to have a part-time job to get some pocket money, but no kid wants to work an 8-hour shift after going to school. And literally just this week, where Trump announced his tariffs, which are all about bringing manufacturing back to the United States, Rowan Alport quoted a tweet showing all of the tariffs against countries that make cheap goods like textiles and whatnot, and said, "They seem to think that there are a lot of US citizens desperate to be paid 50 cents an hour to make t-shirts. The children yearn for the textile mills." Obviously, the original tweet was a joke and a funny one, but it really is disconcerting how many people talk themselves into, no, kids want to do this, kids want to do this. Now, the phrase "the children yearn for" is also used in more comedic contexts. In reference to video games, the wizard said, "Tears of the Kingdom proves what I've known all along. The children yearn for the Banjo-Kazooie nuts and bolts." Now, I don't really get this joke because I've never played Tears of the Kingdom, and I can't be 100% sure that he's referencing the children yearn for the mines, but I'm 99% sure he is. And I like the way it's used here, because even though it's pretty far removed from the original tweet, the point it's trying to make is that children secretly have desires that they can't articulate themselves, and they might even deny if you ask them about it, but they do in some ways want to return to an old way. In the original tweet, it's the mines. In this tweet, it's Banjo-Kazooie nuts and bolts. When Rachel Millman was getting dogpiled by a bunch of Zoomers because she had the gall to say that young people are weird about sex scenes and probably shouldn't speak about them authoritatively when they're, scared of sex, Punch Drunk Luke quoted that and said, "The children yearn for the Hays Code." The Hays Code was the old rule about movies from the 30s, I think, to the early 60s. Basically, you couldn't have sex, you couldn't have violence, it was really, really censored. And frankly, the way that some young people talk about sex scenes, like, do you want the Hays Code back? Does two people on screen showing intimacy ick you out so much that you want to censor the content? If you think I'm being far-fetched, look at that thread from Rachel Millman. People are nuts. And the way that some Zoomers talk about sex scenes, it's like, I think you want the Hays Code back. And of course, the Hays Code was an extremely puritanical, conservative idea. And the people in Rachel's mentions definitely don't conceive themselves as conservative. But I don't know, if you're trying to argue that all sex scenes are bad, I think you want the Hays Code back. Anyway, this is also a giant pet peeve of mine, so that's why the tangent. In a move I didn't expect anyone could do, Ghost turned the tweet into a way of flirting. They say, "I yearn for you much like the children yearn for the mines." But the best example I found when I was doing research on this, I love it so much, is here. Mary Beth Grace posted a screenshot from a TikTok comment where Adeline says, "I would do anything to have been in high school in 2016. And Joanna, multiple people actually made this joke, but Joanna, I think, was the first one to do it, quoted that and said, "The children yearn for the vines." A+. Bravo. Absolutely amazing. I'm not actually clapping because that's bad audio, but well done. The joke, of course, being that Vine was an app that was popular in 2016, you get it. I don't know, Frog enthusiasts should be so proud about putting this phrase into the lexicon. As you just saw, it's incredibly versatile. It can be used by a New York Times columnist and a poster alike. Although Jamel might take offense to me saying he's not also a poster. Anyway, I'm gonna head out and go see a Minecraft movie, and after this, I'm gonna come back and give a 3-word review and tell you how it is. It's bad, don't see it. Follow me for a new tweet every day. Consider subscribing at patreon.com/museum of Twitter. If you like the show, you can vote on my subscriber Sundays, and you can also watch the weekly Museum of Not Twitter.